you've almost answered the question of where does AI go in terms of your space, and actually I think it's a lot of what you've just said is, can AI, and you'd probably be best to answer this, is can AI be taught all of that?
Yeah. No, but yeah,
it can be. It has to be.
The biggest difference that we're going to see,
if it can learn to pump out shit off the internet, it can learn how to pump out good quality stuff.
It's all based on the data sets.
A mini internet where the content is only relevant to what you want that piece of AI to do.
It will do what you train it to do. This is the difference between AI and humans. The AI will never revert back to, oh, I don't feel comfortable with that, I'm not doing that. I did it once, it didn't work, I'm never doing it again. The human will always do that. So in terms of the future of recruitment, in my view, in terms of where AI sort of fits in, is it takes away that that nervousness that some recruiters have of going out of their comfort zone and doing things they're not comfortable doing or unable to do. You say, oh, I just can't write, I can't think creatively sometimes, and that kind of thing. There's elements of what you can teach the AI to do and how you can build these models is that they do the things that you're unable to do, to allow you to do the things that you're really good at doing. I know that if I get you on the phone, we'll be able to talk for an hour and I'll be able to convince you to go to my interview. I'd also know that if I email you, you're just not going to open it. So what do? Well, I leverage tech that's out there that will enable me to set that phone call up, because this person is more likely to respond to something that's trained to be able to identify a like-minded or whatever, and go after these pain points and stuff. Because the truth of the matter is, you can tell me all day long about it, but when I'm on that phone call, anxiety might get in the way, or nerves might get in the way, or when I'm typing that message, I might just go blank. But AI won't do that. The AI is not going to come back and go, oh, I forgot, sorry.
I looked at an email tool the other day that was driven by AI, and actually it was pretty good. I'm not going to name drop it because I'm not here to sell them and I have no affiliation to them. But what I liked about it is that it forced you to think for yourselves in so much as it gives you the option. So, for example, I started to write a test email with this plugin attached to my Gmail, and addressed it to myself to a different email address. Based on my email address, it found some of my social profiles, and it did a synopsis of what kind of person I was, what kind of things I might respond to. So there's some clever stuff out there, and it was fairly generic, and it was very big picture stuff. But it described me as a big picture thinker rather than a detail person, which is very true, and a few other things. So that will help the writer decide what they're going to write about, or one of the sentences they might include, or how they might structure a sentence if they think, well, if he's a big picture guy, I don't want to be giving him detail in this first message, for example. So, there's lots and lots of interesting ways it can go. But
so you're thinking in its current format, then, do you think it's more of a prompting tool or a starting point?
In its current format, based on a little bit of work that I've done, but also the work that a client of mine who owns a recruitment agency, actually not that far from here, who's tested it quite seriously and takes marketing very seriously, tells me that it just cannot turn out a good job ad. Now, his definition of a good job ad is going to be different to most other people's. It's closer to mine than But he says it's useless for job ads, but it's good for sales messaging and building some things like landing pages, but it needs a lot of prompting. And he actually sent me all the prompting scripts that he'd used to get to this final product and to demonstrate what he meant. It was really interesting. So at the moment, it's a good research assistant. At the moment, it's useless for producing content that isn't any way interesting.
So